Vice-Chancellor, I'm delighted to present to you Jo Martin, graduate with a first-class Bachelor of Science in Physics, as this year's recipient of the Michael Shepherd Prize. I'm particularly pleased because Jo took my final year module on condensed matter physics and did exceptionally well in it. Now, of course, while I might believe that this should be a prerequisite for all university prizes, you will perhaps not be surprised to know that it is not for this that Jo is winning his award. The Michael Shepherd Prize recognises that combination of both outstanding academic achievement, but also an achievement for an outstanding student demonstrating this by personality, by leadership, and by their citizenship. His academic achievements are indeed excellent and have been distilled into the degree for which we have just seen him be awarded. But what makes Jo stand out is the mark that he has left on the School of Physics and Astronomy through his presidency of the Poynting Physical Society this year. PPS, as it is known, is the student society of the School of Physics and Astronomy. It has records that date back more than 130 years, which for those of you who've been paying particular attention this afternoon and are particularly adept at mathematics, you will recognise predates this university. And indeed, it came out of Mason College of Science and Technology. In that history, more than 130 years long, it is safe to say that under Jo's leadership, it has not enjoyed a year as successful as this, at least certainly not in living memory. Poynting Physical Society has organised events for more than 300 students. It's put on quizzes, movie nights and meals. The highlight perhaps was the Spring Ball, which took place in this very hall, and I can personally attest that it was a very large and highly successful event, again, perhaps the best in anyone's memory. More than that, under Jo's leadership, the Poynting Physical Society has organised careers and internship fairs, engaging our students with a wide range of employers. They took the largest group of students to the National Particle Accelerator Open Day at Daresbury. They have run a mentoring scheme at a local school to help children with their maths and physics. In this long list of achievements, perhaps the towering achievement is that the PPS football team, of which Jo was a member, without the need to go to penalties, beat Manchester Physics by 4-1. As you can tell, Jo is an ambitious, a talented, and a driven student. But more than that, in my view, and also that of many of my colleagues, he is an engaging, unassuming, fun-loving, simply excellent student. Next year, Jo will be going to Southampton to study a master's in space systems engineering, after which he aims to follow a number of our graduates in working for the European Space Agency. He leaves behind a school that has been changed for the better by his impact both intellectually and socially. So, Vice-Chancellor, I present to you Jo Martin, a worthy winner of the Michael Shepherd Award.
Well done, Jo. I told you to be rapturous applause. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Andy.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the university, graduates, family members and friends. Those of you sitting at the back of the Great Hall started this ceremony as graduands, Now, after many handshakes, many rounds of applause, many whoops, many carefully choreographed walks, you are graduates, alumni of the University of Birmingham. All of your hard work has paid off. Our congratulations to you. Our congratulations also again to Joe Martin, the winner of the Michael Shepherd Prize. As you'll have noticed as you were receiving your degrees, at the front of the house here, we have a very lively house for the last sitting today. Perhaps it was because you were all cheering when that fourth penalty went in last night and are still euphoric. At the front of the room, we have mums and dads, brothers, sisters, partners, friends, people who have been with you, who have supported you on the journey that's taken you to your degrees today. Their support has been essential to you. And so can I ask those of you at the back, please, to stand and to applaud and to show your appreciation of all of those at the front who have supported you so well. Thank you very much. Thank you. So what now? Well, now you become a part of that global family that Professor Schofield spoke of, the alumni of the University of Birmingham, over 300,000 alumni globally. There are only 14 countries in the world where you couldn't find a Birmingham graduate at the moment. One of those is the Marshall Islands, another is Suriname. So if you end up there, could you let us know? Because it reduces the 14 to the 12, and we'd like, as it were, to get the full set. But almost regardless of where your lives and your careers take you, you will find University of Birmingham graduates building their careers and continuing to contribute to our economies and our societies. We're also delighted now that this is one of the universities that produces the most employable graduates in the country. We are the second university in the country for graduate employers to target our graduates. And they do that because they know in targeting Birmingham graduates, they are targeting graduates of high academic and intellectual achievement. They know they are targeting graduates of ambition. They know they are targeting rounded people who will succeed in their lives and indeed in their careers. And they know that they are targeting graduates who will have the same loyalty to companies and to employers as you've shown to your university here. So whatever the next step in your career, whatever the next rung on your ladder of ambition, you can be sure that being a graduate of this university will enable you to take that step with confidence and with certainty that you have achieved, you will continue to achieve, and your future will be bright indeed. Professor Schofield has also talked about the way in which many of you have already given back to the wider community in those events where you have engaged, where you've taken the university and you've taken your subjects out to schools, to school children. You've brought people into this university to see the excitement of physics, literally to reach for the stars and to see the magic of new materials. We're starting a new campaign in the university. It's called Change a Life, Change a City, and Change the World. This is a university which is about change. It's about changing life. It's about transformation. And the kinds of generosity that many of you have shown during your time here is a generosity I encourage you to continue to demonstrate. One of the transforming experiences for so many of our students over the past few years has been the opportunity to be mentored or to have internships in organisations, in businesses. And those have been provided by graduates of this university. So as your career continues to develop and as you get into a position where you might be able to offer that kind of mentorship, where you might be able to offer those kinds of internships, please make contact with us, because another generation of students here at the university will be able to benefit from the kinds of opportunities that we've been able to offer to so many of you. You go out and you graduate into a world which is changing, a world which is uncertain, and a world that needs people like you more than it has for very many years. I'm a historian and I used to teach the Industrial Revolution. We are now entering the fourth Industrial Revolution. I don't know how many industrial revolutions there will have been by the time those of you at the back of the hall retire. But this term, the fourth Industrial Revolution, is a metaphor. It's a metaphor for the kind of society we are going to inhabit, a society of discovery, a society of experiment, a society of new technologies, a society of new materials, a society in which we will live in radically different ways. Many of you will have responsibilities for the shaping of that society. You will be there in that new technological revolution. And the welfare and the well-being and the prosperity of future generations rests on those kinds of technological innovations. So in a very real sense, with so many of you, our future is in your hands. So approach that future with the rigor of the disciplines in which you have been trained. Approach that future with the kind of imagination which has been nurtured in your minds while you've been studying here. Experiment, reshape, remake. But do that in a way which is responsible. Do that in a way that recognizes that the people who live with those new technologies, the people who will benefit from those new materials, like you, are part of a human society. And getting that balance between technology, innovation, and humanity right will be the great challenge of the next generation. So as you go out from the Great Hall today, go out with a real sense of achievement, a real sense of your own triumph. Go out and celebrate with your families, go out and celebrate with your friends. Go out and thank those, many of whom are on the stage, who have worked with you to enable you to achieve your ambitions thus far. But go out too with a sense of confidence and a sense of responsibility. You are going to make your futures, and you are going to make the future of those around you. Remember the university's motto, per ardua ad alta, which roughly translated means through effort to high things. Your efforts thus far have brought you to high things. Your efforts beyond will take you still higher. We look forward to hearing of your success. We look forward to celebrating your future. And we look forward to the world that you are going to make, because in a very literal sense, our future is in your hands. Thank you, congratulations, and very best wishes. I declare the congregation closed.